Hi everyone, welcome to Keep Calm and Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cute little carrot. For this tutorial you're going to need plush yarn in orange and green, DK yarn in black for the embroidery of the mouth. These plastic security eyes, the size I'm using is 1.5 centimeters by 1 centimeters. I'm going to be working this project with a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. In addition to this, you're going to need a pair of scissors, stitch marker, darning needle and some Fiberfill. So make sure you've got all of those components. Now before we start, if you enjoy watching my tutorials, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. Going to start with our orange yarn. Let's begin by working a slip knot and chain 2. This method here is an alternative to magic ring, but if you prefer working with magic ring, then skip this step and start your round 1 straight into your magic ring. But for this method here, skip your first chain and slip your hook in the second chain from your hook. Pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both. That's my first single crochet. We're going to be working 6 of them all together. Here's my second, third, and here's my 6th. Once you have your 6 single crochets, you're going to pull on this bit of yarn to eliminate the gap between your stitches. And this brings your stitches nice and close together and you can start working in a spiral. To do this, you're going to slip your hook in the first single crochet of your previous round to start round 2. Here's my first single crochet. I'm going to start using a stitch marker to identify the start of my round and to keep an accurate stitch count from here on. We're going to follow that single crochet on with a single crochet in the next stitch and in every single stitches to follow. So to finish this round you're going to need 6 single crochets in a row. And there we go. Once you've done that, you're going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker, back in place, and we're going to follow that single crochet on with an increase, which means 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So each time when I say increase, you're going to work 2 single crochets in the same stitch, followed on with a single crochet and then increase again, and one more time the same combination, single crochet and an increase in your last stitch here. Now the stitch count at this point is 9. Let's take the stitch marker off and turn this the right way around and start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker, back in place. Follow the single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round you're going to need 9 single crochets in a row. Once you've done that, you're going to follow the same method one more time to have 2 rounds of just single crochet. So go ahead, work 2 rounds of single crochets with 6 single crochets. So go ahead, work 2 rounds of single crochets with 9 single crochets in each round and then meet me back here. At the end of 2 rounds of single crochet, stitch count is still 9. Let's start the next round by working 2 single crochets in a row, stitch marker, back in place. Follow these 2 single crochets on with an increase. And that's your repeat for this round. 2 single crochets, followed on with an increase. One more time. 2 single crochets, followed on with an increase in the last stitch. And there we go, that brings your stitch count to 12. Let's start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker, back in place. Follow this single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 12 single crochets in a row. Once you've done that, you're going to follow the same method one more time to have 2 rounds of just single crochet. Go ahead and work that and meet me back here. At the end of 2 rounds of single crochet, stitch count is still 12. Let's start the next round by working 3 single crochets in a row. Here's my first, second, third, followed on with an increase. And that's your repeat for this round. 3 single crochets, followed on with an increase. And one more time, 3 single crochets, followed on with an increase. Now this brings your stitch count to 15. We're now going to start the next round by working a single crochet in our first stitch, stitch marker in place, and we're going to follow that single crochet on with a single crochet in every one of these stitches all the way around. To finish this round, you're going to need 15 single crochets in a row. Once you've done that, you're going to follow the same method 4 times altogether to have 4 rounds of just single crochet. So go ahead and work that and meet me back here. At the end of 4 rounds of single crochet, your stitch count is still 15. Let's start the next round by working 4 single crochets in a row. Here are my first 2. Let's put the stitch marker back in place first. My third and fourth. Follow these 4 single crochets on with an increase in the next stitch. And that's your repeat for this round. 4 single crochets, 2, 3, 4, followed on with an increase. Let's repeat that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, followed on with an increase in the last stitch. This brings your stitch count to 18. Let's start the next round by working 5 single crochets in a row. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, followed on with an increase, and we'll repeat that 3 times as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase, and in the last stitch we're going to work an increase again. And this brings your stitch count to 21. And from here you're going to work 1 single crochet in our first stitch, follow this single crochet on with 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the total number of stitches at this point, you've got 6 single crochets, followed on with an increase in the last stitch. And there we go, that's your repeat for this round. 6 single crochets this time. Followed on with an increase. 6 single crochets. And in the last stitch, increase. Now that brings your stitch count to 24. We're going to take a minute and insert some security eyes into this carrot. We're going to do that 4 rounds below where we are currently. So there's round 1, 2, 3, 4, and just between stitches of round 4 and 5 from the top, we're going to insert those eyes like this. Once you're happy with the positioning, you're going to go ahead and put the backing on. And from here, we're going to start the next round. And in this, you're going to work 2 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, stitch marker back in place. We're going to follow this on with a decrease. To work a decrease, you're going to pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. And that's your repeat for this round. 2 single crochets, followed on with a decrease. Let's show you this one more time. Pull up a loop from the next stitch, and the stitch after that, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go. Go ahead and work 2 single crochets followed on with a decrease, and repeat that all the way around. Stuff this carrot up with some Fiberfill, and then meet me back here. At the end of this round, stitch count is 18. And let's start the next round by working 1 single crochet, stitch marker in place, and we're going to follow this single crochet on with a decrease. Pull up a loop from the next 2 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 in one go, and that's your repeat for this round. 1 single crochet, followed on with a decrease, and repeat that all the way around. At the end of this round, stitch count is 12. We're going to be working our final round, so make sure that the carrot is stuffed with Fiberfill all the way to the top. And then we're going to be working 6 decreases. That's my first decrease, second decrease, third, fourth, fifth, and my decrease number 6. You'll notice that you still have a tiny gap left between the stitches. Now at this point you have 2 choices. One, you use a darning needle to stitch this up, or you're going to work another decrease or 2 if the gap is really large, and make the gap so small that you can work a slip stitch in the opposite stitch to fasten off. From here I'm going to use my scissors to snip this yarn off, pull it out of the stitch, pull this down to secure this in place. There we go. And slip your hook in from further away, make it come out from that same stitch, pull that into the body of this carrot. There we go. Now once that's done, give the whole carrot a little massage so it can retain its shape. And there we have it. The carrot is now complete. Now onto the leaf, and for this we're going to grab our green yarn and work a slip knot. And we're going to be chaining 15. Yarn over, pull through the loop, that's first chain, second, third, 13, 14, 15. Once you have your 15 chains, you are going to skip the first chain and slip your hook in the second chain from your hook and work a single crochet there, like this. We are now going to work another single crochet in the next stitch. So we've got 2 single crochets in a row. And in the third one, we're going to work a picot stitch. To work a picot stitch, you're going to work a single crochet first, chain 2, slip your hook in the second chain from your hook, and work a slip stitch there, and that's your picot. From here, you're going to work 2 single crochets in a row again. So that's 1, 2, and picot in the third stitch here, third chain stitch. So work a single crochet, and to do the picot part, you're going to chain 2, skip the first chain, work a slip stitch in the second chain from your hook, and repeat the process. So we're going to be doing that all the way to the end. So work 2 single crochets in a row, followed on with a picot, 2 single crochets, picot, and for the last time 2 single crochets, and there we go. Now this brings you to the end of the stitch, or the chain stitches. So we've just worked 2 single crochets, but we're going to be working a picot in that same stitch, that last chain stitch, going back into it to work a picot. So chain one single crochet, chain 2, work the picot stitch, and then 1 more single crochet, all in that same chain stitch. Now we have ultimately worked single crochet, picot and a single crochet all in that last chain stitch, and this allows you to turn the corner and you can start working at the base of these chain stitches that you already worked in. So we're going to do 1 more single crochet in the next chain stitch that we worked on from this side, and in the stitch after that we're going to work a picot. So single crochet, chain 2, slip stitch in the second chain from your hook, and continue this process. 2 single crochets in a row, picot stitch next, two single crochets, picot, and this is going to be your last picot stitch, and you will have 2 stitches left. You're just going to work 2 single crochets to finish this leaf. And once you work your 2 single crochets, you're going to slip your hook in the first single crochet of this whole process and work a slip stitch in there like this. I'm now going to snip this yarn off, leaving a long tail, pull it out of the stitch, pull this to secure this in place, and there's one of the leaves done. You can actually tighten this a little bit and thread this into the stitches here so that it gets worked in. And just like this, go ahead and make another one of these leaves and then meet me back here. Now onto the assembly, and for this we're going to take the 2 leaves that we've created, grab the tail ends of those 2 and tie them in a knot like this. I always do a double knot so it's nice and secure, and there we go. Once they are attached, you are going to take the carrot, and using your hook you're going to slip your hook in from one stitch right at the center and make it come out from the middle part here. Pull only one strand in and pull it out from the other side, and now we're going to take those 2 strands and give them a little knot in place as well. And to make this connection really nice and strong, you're going to turn it the other way, the carrot the other way, slip your hook from the other side, so the opposite side of that center, like this, and isolate that stitch. I'm going to again drag and pull one of these strands in from that side too, and again repeat the process and tie 2 knots in place. And there we go. Now just by doing it on both sides, it really nicely and it secures your leaves on top of this carrot. Now slip your hook from further away, could be from anywhere, make it come out from that very same stitch, strand, put both of these strands into the body. I'm going to cut them shorter so we can just pull them all the way in. If it comes out from another side, you can certainly snip that off, or you can push it back in the way I just did, and there we go. That attaches the carrot's leaves on top. We're now going to move on to the mouth. For this, grab your DK yarn, thread it into your darning needle, slip this in from further away, make it come out from 2 rounds below the eyes. So this is the round the eyes were gone into. We're going to make this needle come out 2 rounds below the eyes in line with the eye. Like this. Pull a little bit off, pull this out a little bit more. And on the opposite side, do the same thing. Slip this needle into the same round below this eye. And now I'm going to guide this needle to come out from the center. This is where the mouth is going to be created. So if I pull this out, you will see that this is a straight line like this. But we want to make this a smile. So we are going to slip our needle under that straight line and make that needle go back into that same stitch and go back to the starting point like this. So if I pull this out, you will notice that this gets pulled down gently. So do this gently. And you can adjust it until you have the desired look. And there we go. That's the mouth of this carrot complete. I can now snip these 2 strands down to a shorter size, tie them in a knot. I always do a double knot. There we go. Once you've done that, slip your hook from further away, make it come out from that same stitch and loop those 2 strands onto your hook and pull them into this carrot. Leave them in, but if they come out from another side, you can snip them off. And there we go. That's your carrot now complete. I hope you enjoyed making this carrot with me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.